But we're going back to another Showmaker favorite this season with the Veigar, it looks like.
Isn't it St. Patty's Day today or something?
Yes, it is.
Saying that?
It is
so
St.
I guess
Day.
this is the day where we're all about picking up Leprechaun Veigar.
He better pick the skin, or we're all going to be very sad.
This season, and giving him comfort is so incredibly important. Jinx for long-range damage and an unstoppable ultimate to start things off as we are starting shenanigans early. Taehoon getting a fair bit of damage down with the rockets, but Beryl has to flash extraordinarily early. Can we we can cue the music.
Then, you know, you can actually basically waste Damwon's time.
Well, Beryl is going to sweep this one out. He does have Hex Flash. But let's see whether they're going to win this one as 4 versus 5 as Kingen is going to wrap around. Face check and a brush against multiple people isn't necessarily the greatest of maneuvers, but has the rest of his teammates here. Pops the ghost, flash forward from Zeka trying to find that Q. And I don't know whether Showmaker can do anything about this, but no, he's got the rest of his team around him. The spinning slash will need to be waited for as Kingen takes a heck of a lot of damage from that Mystic Shot, but still, he's going to be all right. Bertle's just up here being a hillbilly, having a great time. As Canyon's going to come in, he walks over a wall, but it's a flash forward. Beryl has no flash available. He's still going to get stunned up. They do throw out a slow onto Taehoon, and Beryl is well and truly dead. Canyon will keep him in here, and it is going to be assist denied to Canyon.
And now Pioshik is kind of in an awkward spot. Beryl's going to come up here for the assist. We're just action all the time this game.
I really kind of like this idea, though, is trying to keep Canyon behind, trying to punish him for his early bottom lane positioning as Pioshik's going to dive on top of him. Hook's going to connect there, pulls him into the wall. Showmaker's dealing with minions under the turret as this is too difficult for him to move over for, as Beryl might actually be the one caught out. Oh, no, he's in the baby cage. Dark Matter comes down as the red buff loses interest, and back in he goes. Beryl's trying to find it, and Pioshik picks up the kill. It was all a bait by this big daddy from the support role as Bertle's moving back in. He gets the flash body slam. Beryl stays alive for an inordinate amount of time as Kingen's now going to come down. The chicken being frightened is basically how I feel about this skirmish as DRX pick up another kill, and I have no idea who won here. Canyon, don't die! Oh my goodness, what is happening? He dives back in for the stun. Yeah, exactly right. Kellen moves on over. The mantra is available. Doesn't throw it out just yet as we're going to look at the flash towards the bottom side. Taehoon's trying to fight this one out. He flashes on over. Taehoon's tanking minions, though there are so many casters. 2 more! And it's going to be the kill. What the heck was that? All right, not a land.
But they're coming back again. Like, they didn't get the Rift Herald, and now Taehoon, do you get out of this one? His flash is up.
I think that no is kind of the answer here, as he does try to avoid this as much as possible. Beryl's going to come in, but he gets dove on by a gigantic bear, and then the True Shot Barrage picks it up. Holds on to the flash. They're still raining down. A couple of them already picked up. Good Dredgeline's going to hit this time as the Flame Chompers come in. Kellen has to take the long way around. Super Mega Death Rocket is available, and Kellen's going to have to avoid it because you bet that one's coming. Another hook is going to connect, but nice buffer on the Arcane Shift. And Taehoon, where's it coming from, mate? Where is it? There we go. Finds Doctor, does not find Kellen. Ease of execution is a conversation that we've got to have, as Showmaker's really dead this time. No flash, as it was set up earlier, and Pioshik comes through and finishes the job. Absolutely love it, getting that return gank onto the highly immobile mid laner. You got the horse stealing away Gromps. DRX, I feel like this game really has shifted back in their favor, as we are going to see Canyon move up towards this top side and try and grab the kill onto King. And he does use that Gale Force to try and get himself over, but the ulti's going to be there, and there is no issues with turrets whatsoever here for the Volley Bear. The battlefield that they'll be able to set up for Dr. Arm as well is one that he should have a really good time in, but Shirley is going to be the battle that we're looking at right now. Showmaker in controlled vision here for Damwon Kier, and let's see where the Bertle starts off this fight. Cask at the ready. Will he throw it in there? True Shot Barrage doesn't exactly find a lot of joy as Bertle gets stunned up, but otherwise he's going to be absolutely fine. There's the cast, and the ulti will follow. 5-man Fears as into the backline goes Zeka. Immediately he flashes out as Canyon is the target here. Kingen dives on top of him, but now he has to contend with multiple other members, and Canyon will survive. Kingen probably not going to be so lucky as Showmaker finishes it off with the Q. Canyon just stopping there in the lane was hilarious. Showmaker is going to get booped back towards Zeka here. Teleport to come forward, and Pioshik is going to take that as an opportunity to get the heck out of here. There's the body slam flash, and the horse will be going down. Can they get Zeka as well, though, is the question. Canyon says absolutely yes. Beryl then says no. But I have a feeling that it's still going to be a dead Vex, and that 100% is the case. 3-1 and 2 now for Showmaker. They took hold of the map, and then they never let go.
Showmaker.
Yeah, Dark Matter is going to spot out the Tryndamere. Immediately the sweeper comes through as there's the flash forward. Depth charge comes down. Baby Cage is a pretty cool ability. That's going to stop the push from coming ever further. Piochik now might need to ult defensively and does so. Canyon turns back to the horse, understands that he can take him down. They get rid of their ex-teammate and Taeyun as well. And Damwon Kia are just steamrolling now.
Yeah. Like I said, the gold graph didn't really show how the lead was, but now it's starting to show the lead.
Well, Showmaker just runs at Taeyun and throws an ulti at him. Doesn't quite get the kill. Fertile, he can play frontline so comfortably. Docdam as well here, standing over the wall. And he can just do this, right? The battlefield is created by Damwon Kia. He throws in the cast onto Taeyun, who's now just going to step his way back. But look at the AoE damage. Look at the event horizon. Taeyun has to flash to get himself out of the way, and Canyon is just a brick wall. Fertile dives into the backline, and it's like he's the dang Tryndamere doing all this damage to these guys. Zeka will get a fear out. Super Mega Death Rocket does basically nothing. And Bertle's flashing for them now. This tank Gragas is the least tank playstyle tank Gragas I have seen.
He's like, well, I guess I'm just never going to die. I'm going to run at you forever because I am level 15.
Yeah, man.
Chasing down some level 12s. And, I mean, he just has, in the war of attrition, enough health and enough of that belly to push his way through as Damwon Kia.
And this is why we talk about levels and how they give you a lot of extra damage, guys.
It's, I mean, a 1 in 3 Jinx is not going to be able to stand a chance. As Damwon Kia are going to close this one out before the 30-minute mark, before the 26-minute mark. Super early win for them. They had a very strong bottom lane. They shut down the jungle, and it's about as simple as that here, unfortunately.
They absolutely did.
Dread was lucky enough to get the smite. DRX not so much. Damwon Kia had a much better leash on the jungle, dropped it early, forced a fight, and then
what is
had
that
to
tank
stay.
Gragas damage? Ooh, speaking of running.
I mean, even better.
Now we don't even know. Wait, is it Zilean support or is Galio support?
I think it's going to be Zilean support.
Is it Hecarim mid lane? Where am I? The Malphite dives on in. You can stop the Tryndamere in his tracks, and also when the game gets very late. But we've seen that Damwon Kia likes to accelerate the game.
Not going to be as impactful into Piochik's pathing on the Hecarim this time around, as he's not even starting it. It doesn't need to start red side here because they're not looking for big ganks onto the Xayah, who's just so tough to kill anyways.
Well, they are going to make it very late to this lane, as bombs do need to be avoided. Def doing a fair bit of damage, but it is answered in kind. And now they're turning. Def does have the range advantage here as he puts a ward down just to make sure that they're not wrapped around on. Bombs come in. Canyon, he spots a camp that is up, so he's going to go and kill that first.
The volatility of both of these comps is so high. Both teams playing this so slow, so patiently.
Yeah. Showmaker will get the shove in the mid lane, and now they'll move on over once again. Bertle with a great flank position right now, but Beryl is holding onto him. Gets the stun as the eye's going to get popped. That's the flash out of the way of Bertle. Doesn't find a lot of value with the ulti as Piochik's running very, very quickly. Good cancel there of the heroic entrance, and Def still keeping his distance from Bertle. The Renata is going to pick up the kill on the Tryndamere, who bought a lot of space. They do have heroic entrance and the onslaught of shadows. This is a fight they can theoretically take as Canyon dashes over the wall, looks to try and fight King in here, and he looks pretty happy to do so. Smoke screen goes down. Now Shirley is sort of left at the mercy of Canyon, and we know that he likes to consume these Rift Heralds if given the opportunity. I believe he wasn't able to get that one though. Piochik gets one back. Decent little taunt there onto Bertle, who still has his ultimate available. He's stunned up, and there's a flash! Gets into the backline. Def, absolutely nothing you could do, and the Malphite is taking no damage at all! It's a triple kill for the Graves, and this is what happens if you don't have damage from your top lane. Put it in your jungle.
Yeah,
no worries.
You don't have damage here at all as DRX if Deft is dead, and Piochik is just never going to be able to keep up in these team fights. And
yeah,
the volatility of this game was always going to be high, but it's out of control now.
Well, Deft is going to get sped up, but the Rune Prison is still going to be there. Great Everfrost, heroic entrance comes down, and there is a chrono shift as Deft is trying to keep himself alive. Docdam's there though. He's got a lot of damage as Canyon is just tanking 3 people. He managed to get bailed out as well. It's not quite going to arm because, of course, the Tryndamere this time is going to press the ulti button, but he's not going to survive it for long enough.
It's so crazy to see the bailout kind of cover for Canyon's weaknesses with this build. He didn't go for the Immortal Shield build that we normally see.
So DRX know what's going on here, but can they actually stop it? Great flanking position here from Bertel. Keep your eye on the Rock, making his way out of the brush as here he comes. The Baron down very low. Canyon just staying in the pit, wanting to deal with this Baron first and then DRX later as Bertel just stands in amongst everyone. Pyosik gets into the pit, but he's unable to take down the Baron, and now the horse is extraordinarily low. Kingen almost helps out, taking out his teammate, and someone here, they can't die. They can't lose a fight. It's just insane how far ahead they are. Deft is going to die. It's another chrono shift, which just allows him to die twice.
It makes sense as well. Like, and actually be smart on the Graves, and just why, you know, he's so unkillable. He's so low range. He's just going to be up in the thick of things.
Can they punish him? This is the question. I'm not sure yet.
However,
think so. They're going to involve 3 people. Pyosik may die, but of course there is a chrono shift. Canyon gets out of the way. There's a heroic entrance, but I don't know whether they wanted to. Zek is going to forcibly get his hand shaken. The zap comes in, good Everfrost there onto Showmaker as Zeka does go golden. Kingen looking for Canyon now on the back line, but he just keeps him at arm's length. It is all too easy here. How many ways of reviving the Tryndamere do you need? And it's still not enough to actually win out in the team fight. Damwon Kia, they've got half health bars to show for what was a desperate attempt by DRX.
To actually finish strong than it is to start strong.
Well, that's a really dead Zillion. He doesn't bother ulting himself because, I don't blame it. As Deft, he's going to have to try and flash his way out, but the Featherstorm is going to say absolutely not to that one. Damwon Kia are done with this game. It is 26 minutes in. They lasted a minute longer this time around, but I think that it's going to be, once again, the greatest joy of Showmaker's career, which is going home early. He absolutely loves it. Nexus turret's now going to get taken down. It's a decent ulti there from Pyosik, but I think it's too little, and I think it's way too late, even if it is relatively early in the game. They do run out of minions for now, but DRX are running out of players and health bars and towers.
Yep, that's going to be the end of it here. Damwon Kia, they started this series with a weaker record, but they're going to end it in 3rd place.
Oh my goodness, Kingen died before he was even capable physically of pressing his ultimate button. As oh no, Beryl just explodes as he rejoins his fight. Great little handshake there from Kellen, who has had a phenomenal game. 3-0 and 13 on the Renata Glass, staying at 100% kill contribution all the way up until the very end. How many Pyosiks can you fit inside the amount of damage Canyon did?
Over 5. More than 5.
We can do that quick math. We nailed it. 5.5. 5.5 Pyosiks worth.
And as much as I think that the rest of Damwon is still a good team, the main reason why they're 3rd place, the main reason why you could even talk about this team being a possible dark horse going into playoffs is because of Canyon.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between him and 2nd place is the same as the difference between Deft as 13 out of 13. I don't think, if anyone voted for anyone else in this one, I mean, we were going to have some talking to do. Oh, yeah. We've had some silly votes as well in the past, but yeah, I mean, it's a 600-point gap. It is insane.
When I can't vote for Bertel and Malphite, like, you know it's a good game.
You know you had a good game. Guys, we do have the interview ready to go. Let's hand it over to Ji-Sung for the translation.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Ji-Sung for the POG interview translation, joined by Canyon from Damwon Kia, the solo POG of the first match. A very clean 2-0 victory. How do you feel, Canyon? I think our draft was really good, our play was really clean, so I'm so happy. And Canyon, in the previous interview, you actually said you are now getting a little bit greedy with your POG points, and after this series, you are the first one to hit 1,600 POG points in the LCK history. I mean, it feels great to kind of write down such history, and also outside of that, I was just performing so well, so I'm so happy. Speaking of performance, yes, this series was so important regarding the upcoming playoffs. And how are Damwon Kia able to kind of step up so fast? We all, had a lot of feedbacks, a lot of communications, and also everyone was is very talented. So we're starting to, evolve, and we are getting there. I think our teamwork is kind of getting better as well. I also have a question about your draft. Today, you actually let Hecarim through and then countered it with Volibear and also Graves, and you kind of countered the dive comp with macro plays. You know, watching other leagues, you know, Hecarim can actually get countered by Volibear, and I thought that was pretty good. And also, there are I'm pretty confident in Hecarim's counter picks, and also I can just like either play Hecarim or just let the opponents play it and counter it. Game 2, Theft was back on stage, and DRX decided to play around them. They drafted around the bottom lane. So how did the Daman Kia players react to that strategy? Nothing special, to be honest, because our comp was also really good. So we kind of only focus on our comp and how to play out the game. Speaking of picks and comps and draft, game number 1 and game number 2, it was both very fast. Was that the kind of a style that you guys are looking forward to have based on the draft you had, or was it just like something you guys unexpected? I mean, our laners were doing a fantastic job. They were really good at laning and also avoiding the ganks from the opponents. So we were able to kind of accelerate the lead very fast. And Bertle has become a 벽돌 in the LCK, you know, being a brick wall, playing sometimes solid picks. What do you think about that? Well, you have to play damage dealers really well in order to play tank champions well. So it's a proof that Bertle is really good at both kind of a play style. In game 2, you got so fed, and you had 4K gold lead up against Pusick on the side of DRX. And I could tell that you were having a lot of fun in game 2. I wasn't expecting that, you know. I've never thought I would be able to get such a big lead early on. But because Showmaker was able to actually absorb the gank on the mid lane, I was able to get 2 camps, and I was able to get very ahead. So I think I can share the credit with Showmaker. And Kenyan, like, you are just pushing forward, you are just like doing all the damage in the front line, and your itemization was also very impressive. Black Cleaver after the Gore Drinker was really impressive. Could you kind of walk us through that item build? So Pusick actually played Gore Drinker Graves in solo queue, and I thought that was really good. And I tried it, and it was pretty good with extra HP, and it was very solid, so I decided to kind of try that out today. And Kenyan, you just said you have to play damage carries well in order to play tank champions well. And today, you were the one actually having the super farm jungle and like doing so much damage, but at the same time like ganking other lanes. How are you so versatile? I mean, League of Legends is a 5v5 game, so I think also the shot calls from your teammates also matters a lot. Is there any other champion that you can carry? Something you have prepared? Any other picks in store? I'm not sure if I can carry, but I do want to try Zed jungle and carry my team. Looking forward to seeing the assassin champion in the jungle role on the side of Daman Kia. Your next opponent is Freddy Priya, which will be your final match of the regular split. We have to beat them in order to kind of hold on to the 3rd place spot as far as I know. So we will do our best in that series. And also to our fans, you know, thank you for all the support. And we will play better and come back stronger for the playoffs. I will do my best and keep grinding. And this will be the end of the interview from Kenya. Back to Valdez and Chronicler. Thank you.